Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'm talking to American country rock singer and songwriter, a guy with multiple #1 songs, platinum records, and a big rock star himself, Hardy. Let's go.
That's my kind. I don't want no bad times. I don't want to have bad.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Happy to be here.
Besides the rock, you're the only the second tequila toast I've had on this show.
What I know, the other one,
It's pretty good.
it is good.
Just the rock who gave me the tequila.
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock.
Sorry, I thought you meant, I don't know what I was thinking. That's cool.
So the Rock gave me like a case,
And that's his.
of tequila, and he's absolutely, because I like his tequila. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's like very smooth.
Oh, yeah. It's like the Repo's got a little.
Think about this. This is why I love him. He makes good tequila affordable. Anybody can buy a bottle of it, and it drinks just like an expensive bottle of tequila,
Boom.
which I love.
Is he paying you? Is he paying you?
No, he's not. Not at all. I am so obsessed with value. I don't even care about cheap, but like a good price where I feel like I'm getting the real cost of the goods versus like someone who's just built a label up and is selling it at a high price because they can.
Yeah.
Versus what it's actually worth.
Yeah, totally.
I hate when you feel like you're paying for the name versus like,
I'm trying to think of something that is like shitty but expensive.
could name a few things. Think about this. Not that the prices are so far apart now, but a pair of Oakleys versus a pair of Ray-Bans.
Ray-Bans are more expensive, right?
You're paying more for Ray-Bans, but like to me, Oakleys last longer.
Yeah.
And I used to wear Ray-Bans all the time. And then my wife would always take my Ray-Bans and lose them. And so every time she took my Ray-Bans, I knew it was gone.
Yeah,
I was like, it's a
they're
matter
never
of
coming
a
back.
week, 5 days, 3 days, however long it's going to be gone. So I
Yeah.
started buying Oakleys.
She wouldn't wear them?
She wouldn't reach for them. For some reason, I don't know if they feel like feminine or whatever.
Yeah.
So then she stopped taking my glasses and they last longer. And then I started realizing like, oh, these are actually better glasses anyways. You can beat them up.
I used to have Oakleys, but I have a deal with a glasses or a sunglasses company called Blue Otter, and
I love Blue Otter.
Yeah,
That's Luke's.
yeah. These are Blue Otter. Yeah, there's a guy named Bradley Jordan started it, but all of my glasses are prescription. So I'm not technically contractually obligated. I'm gonna keep looking at my manager because I don't know what I'm supposed to say about
We
Blue
can
Otter.
edit it out.
But
We
anyway,
can check and edit
he
it out.
sends me like once every few months a new pair, but they're
Those are great
prescription
glasses.
I love them, dude. They're really great. I mean,
Yeah.
I've worn them for years and I haven't really worn anything else, and they're good and they hold up. I mean, bro, the wear and tear that I put on my Blue Otter shit, and they only break like once every year and a half or so, and it's because they're getting thrown around and all that kind of stuff.
You go pretty hard on them.
Yeah,
Value. That's what I like. I like value. At this age, maybe when I was younger and I hadn't been able to afford things, and I thought at first, when I first got able to buy something, nice or whatever, I just thought the name, I was a little more caught up in like, oh, I own this like
right.
whatever expensive thing.
Right.
And then as I got older, I realized like it's kind of bullshit. Some
lot of it is.
it's nice.
Right.
You pay for with some things.
Do you remember the first like instrument or anything you bought that was like name brand, but was also like had value to or was just well made? Like, do you ever like I got
like
a Martin
really
guitar
nice
when I was
guitar.
like 16. Yeah.
So my brother plays guitar. He definitely bought guitars and has a very big, nice guitar collection. But I would also say he uses them.
Yeah.
So
well,
it's,
you got to. I think.
yeah.
I am the opposite of the person that it's like people say like you're fine china or whatever it is. Like you might as well eat on it. I just think like, bro, a meteor could hit us in this room right now, and all the fancy shit we had that we never used is just going to go to some other person.
Yeah. What do you want to build, a museum?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And then would it even be as good as a real museum?
Nah,
No.
nobody
You might
would
as
come.
well.
Nobody come to my museum, dude.
I'd say, let me think of the first thing I bought that I'd say was valuable. Probably old cars.
What was the first one?
A 65 Impala Super Sport convertible, 4 on the floor.
Sick.
Sick car. I actually didn't pay a crazy amount for it back then. I mean, it was a lot for me, but now when I think about it, it's probably worth 5 times what I paid for it. I bought it for less.
Still got it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm never selling it.
That's very cool.
But yeah, I bought it for like 15 grand from a guy at the time. For me, that was just like 2001. And it was like perfect condition, one owner car, beautiful car.
Man, it's crazy. 23 years ago.
I mean, that thing's probably, and I've done, I've modified it and restored it over the years to continually just be better.
Yeah.
Chrome things out, things like that. It's probably, I mean, that's a car that you could probably sell for well over 100 grand now, but one of those like beautiful cars.
Yeah, but it's like, why would you get?
But I would never sell it.
Yeah.
You got it for free, in my opinion. 15 grand. Like
I have a truck. My first truck I ever bought, my first like royalty check, I still have, and like I will drive it until the wheels fall
you
off.
should.
It's already gone through one transmission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never plan. I will never get rid of it ever.
No, I don't really play a lot of guitar. So I have some nice guitars, but mostly my brother gives them to me.
Yeah.
As like, so I have nice acoustic guitars, nice electric guitars, but I'm not a guitar connoisseur like he is. Like he could tell you all about them.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't really know a whole lot about them.
I have a nice, like somewhat vintage, baby grand piano that I really like. That's like
cool.
a white, beautiful white piano.
Yeah.
Probably instruments wise, that's probably the nicest instrument I have is a couple nice guitars and that piano.
That's cool.
I'm trying to think of what else I would say is probably art too, like paintings.
See, I have none of that. I would love that to dig into that more, but that's a world that I don't know anything about.
It's just like music. It's like finding a new artist you love that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Funny.
And then become a fan.
That's cool.
So a couple artists over the years that I've bought paintings from, but I'm not like an art guy. So like there's an art world I feel like is kind of exclusive.
I would imagine that it would be like that.
Yeah, at the high end when you'll go to some of these things, and I kind of laugh because I feel like it's the same as music. It's like music is important, art is important, but the people who kind of control it, that own it, like the people who collect it, and they're almost the ones making the most money off of it. They create, it's kind of like fashion too, like high fashion. You can walk in a room and be like, whoa, I just do not feel like cool enough to be in here.
Yeah.
And you forget where all the ideas come from are from these misfits.
Yeah.
That didn't fit in, that didn't want to be in a room like that. They want to be in a room where...
Oh, that's funny. The paradox.
Yeah.
That's
paradox.
crazy. That's cool. I never thought about it like that. That's
I don't know. It's weird how it gets like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really funny. It's like you make it as a musician, you get into these crazy rooms and you're like, I don't like any of these people.
Yeah, or you start thinking you need to act different. I went through this too when I was younger. I kind of struggled with this idea of like, who am I? In some moments when I was younger, you do something out of like wanting attention, validation, people to like you, to do something that you feel is important or you feel like you're. So I think it's like a self-esteem thing for me. And then you do it, you get on the other side of it, and suddenly you're questioning, like you get in a room with all these important people that have had like, these record execs and these big managers and these big artists and all these people that you don't feel as good as, right? Because maybe you feel like yours is a fluke, or maybe it was an accident that you got here. Yeah. And then you get in the room and you start questioning like how you're supposed to act. What are you supposed to wear? What are you supposed to know about? What are you supposed to be? You know what I mean? And I think that like, especially at a young age, I was in my early 20s, you can get lost in the sauce a little bit. I think I went through that a little bit just because my self-esteem wasn't caught up to the success that we were having with the music.
Yeah, it's almost like, what is it called?
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. We probably all go through some version of that.
I've definitely dealt with that 100%. Yeah. I feel like I'm over the last like 2 years, I got it like very quickly after I started, like after I got a little bit of fame, whatever you want to call it,
It's fame.
And I was like,
just so you know, you're famous. It's hard to say about yourself.
It's weird to say it sometimes.
But you have to.
Yeah.
You have to acknowledge the truth so that you don't go around it.
Like deny it, repress it, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's not like you're saying it in a way as it's a definition of you. You're saying it as a thing you actually have to acknowledge the truth about so that you can continue on, instead of trying to like, I'm not really, I always tell a lot of my friends who are artists, I meet early and then they have success and then they become these famous artists. And I'm like, yo, just acknowledge the fame thing. It doesn't mean you have to like it. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to value it.
But you have to know it's there.
You have to know it's there. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you won't make decisions or you won't actually grow in your own real life. So then you get married, you have kids. If you try to pretend like you aren't who you are and you're married and you have kids, there's this separation where you're like a different person at home, different person in the world. You got to have a little bit of that. But if you're hiding, it's just a weird thing if you don't have a relationship with the reality you're in, which is for you. Maybe you were a little artist back there years ago, but now you're not. So you have to behave differently.
Yeah.
And you also have influence on people. So when you're meeting somebody, if you don't know who you are when you meet them and how much it matters to them to meet you, you're not going to actually behave the right way.
No, that's true. That's something to be like, I think about that all the time about how, like little moments like that. I walk away from those a lot and you're like, it almost seems like full of yourself or cocky, but it's not. You to be like, man, I just think I probably made that person's like year by doing this, you know what I mean? Or talking to him for 1 minute or whatever. And
actually feeling the love though for yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's actually
that's
what
the hardest
matters.
part. Yeah.
It's actually what matters is the influence. It's the kid who has the guitar in his garage or his bedroom that wonders, should I do this? Is it even worth it? Everyone's telling me it's not. They're all telling me how hard it is. They don't even understand what I want to do.
Yeah.
So you remember the early days of starting out where you're like walking around and you're talking about what you're doing. Like, oh, one day I'm writing songs or I'm doing this. And everyone's like, good luck. Yeah, kid.
Yeah.
Hope you make it, kid.
Had some of that for sure.
You're working some job to get to pay the bills and you're writing and you're doing the things. And then people don't believe in you. You can see it. You tell them your dream and it doesn't hit. Yeah. You can just feel it.
Yeah.
But then you meet you. So that's the moment where you never know who you're meeting. Like they're at the beginning of their journey and you're somewhere in the middle of yours.
Yeah.
You're definitely not at the beginning of yours. And they needed to hear whatever it is, even if it was a high, if it was just like you took the time to recognize that like, oh, they're up and coming and they're trying. We don't know who's going to make what and what's going to happen, but we know what it feels like to be like not seen by anyone when we're trying to like start out. And I think that's why it's worth always remembering what that was like and actually recognizing where we are now. That actually matters.
Yeah, totally. No, I agree 100%.
Yeah. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
It's funny.
We're in the weeds, dude.
Yeah. Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Yeah, dude. You ever been there?
No, I've been to Mississippi. Wouldn't know which part of Mississippi I'm in when I'm in Mississippi.
There's only two parts. You would either go to basically Tupelo, actually three, like the coast. There's a Coliseum or a arena in Jackson, and there's an arena in Tupelo. That's it.
We've done both of those.
They're all like small arenas though, like like a minor league hockey kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
The biggest thing that I actually wanted to talk to you about today, because I was thinking about it last night, I was like, I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
I don't think we've ever met.
I don't think so.
I
think I might have met your brother one time in Nashville.
Josh,
maybe
my older brother. Maybe my twin brother.
Benji.
I
met one of them.
One of them. We all look the same, to be honest.
I can't remember.
We look like triplets. I think you actually are in this like cool place for rock music, but also kind of like you're a rock and roll guy to me, but like you do country really well. And it's like one of the few rock country guys around, in my opinion, kind of around.
You're the first guy that's ever said it in that order, which is wild to hear.
I see rock first, but I see like country music. Obviously, you grew up around country music.
Yeah.
And you're a country. I don't know if I would define you as anything but rock and roll. To me is rock and roll. So there's like different parts of, I'm from a different part of the country.
Where are you from?
From Maryland.
Okay.
Grew up with lots of country music. I'm a huge country fan.
I know that Maryland is like mostly like rural. It's just the East Coast that's city, but
it's the two cities. You're near DC. You're near Baltimore, kind of. You're a couple hours away. But growing up in the sticks where we grew up, we kind of rejected all the country around us and started like what we thought was a punk band. In our mind at the time we were young, we're 15. We're like, let's be the opposite of this place because it was very hard. And I wouldn't say because of the people there. It was very hard because of our family. And at the time, we pointed it at all the people, like, you don't understand me. But it was really just like, if you don't have a functional family life and your parents can't really get it together and build a functional family unit, you're not going to go into the world equipped to deal with any people, period.
Right.
And so you're going to likely have social and emotional problems everywhere you go because you didn't learn functionality at home.
But you had music as an outlet for that, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
So when you're feeling misunderstood, it's not, I look at it now as a grown up with a family and teenagers. And I look at their development because they've had like a functional family, you know, I see them interact with the world and they're balanced. They can, you know, when I think you lack that, you go into the world a little more, you confront the world and it's harder for you to understand, and you're probably behind a little bit, like socially and emotionally underdeveloped. So I realize now, going into the world, I wasn't equipped to like go out and make tons of friends, and I felt misunderstood, but it likely wasn't their fault.
Right.
Not saying it was a bad thing, because we ended up starting the band and running away and building our own lives.
Right.
But where we grew up was a very like country music heavy place. So we have a lot of love for country music. I listen to country music. It's like 50% of my music time is probably country music.
Sick.
And like rock and then some hip hop. I love hip hop.
Me too.
So it all mixes together.
Yeah.
But I see I see your music being influenced by like the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's like very, very true rock, but I feel hip hop. I saw the song you did with Fred Durst. I love that song.
Thank you.
It's fucking sick.
Thank you.
I feel like Fred doesn't get enough credit for like the songwriting chops he has.
Yeah.
Such a good songwriter.
Yeah, he really is, man. I mean, all that stuff that he sent me when he called me and he was just like, this is what I was thinking for this verse or this concept. And it was exactly what I was thinking about, kind of like this angel devil on your shoulders kind of thing. And anyway, when he sent me his 2 verses, like his 2 takes, yeah, I was just like, man, it's really good. And like he was really good. And this is why like it separates the, you know, like the men from the boys or whatever you want to call it. That's a terrible way to put that. But is that like when an artist latches on to a concept and like you don't have to tell them, like in this particular example, I didn't have to tell him like, okay, I think it should be like this. He just immediately understood exactly what the hook said, and the way that he used his own words catered towards that like perfectly. Everything about it, even the small things like him writing his line, you know, that like the end of the sentence was, I've got a soul for sale, but he let me take that back over. Just small things like that. It's like you understand songwriting.
He's an artist.
Yeah, he's an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when 2 artists get together.
Yeah.
It's that little extra different thing that you get, and it's not a math equation. It's like 2 artists. They throw in and then they get it right away.
It's just easy.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But not many, like to me, not many modern rock bands could stand next to Limp Bizkit, and you could go out and play with Limp Bizkit.
I wish that'd be awesome.
You probably should, to be honest.
I probably will one day.
You probably will, because they're like touring again in a way that is like amazing, that I feel like Fred is a bit like Kaufman. He's
oh, funny.
He's a little bit of a genius. He's a little bit of like, is he in on the joke? Is it a joke? Is
right.
he like, but it's a little bit of like that, like savant type genius kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
And I feel like Limp Bizkit is where they should be in the halls of history for rock. I think they're super important, and definitely. I think that they're being cherished like they should be. Yeah,
like right now.
Yeah,
and
right
there's
now.
There's a lot of bands like that right now.
Yeah.
Creed. Have you seen the videos of their shit like coming back? It's
I love
so
it.
Cool, man. It's like, finally, dude.
Finally.
When these people are finally like, fuck yeah. And it's like, for the longest time, it was like you got made fun of for liking these bands, and now it's like, yeah, they're being praised again for the first time. I'm like, thank God, dude.
Which makes no sense to me ever for someone being made fun of for any music they like.
Yeah, I know.
It's like food. It's like, you're gonna make fun of me for going to eat at McDonald's or a fancy restaurant or a hot dog stand on the side of the road. It doesn't matter if it's weird, right? Like how we could let like these music journalist type
definitely
thing, you know, back then even it was like more influential if Pitchfork wrote something about you,
right,
and it was good or it was bad, you were stamped as like a joke or not. We went through it all our whole career.
Yeah.
And now it feels like it's finally like corrected itself where no one gives a fuck.
I think so, man. I think people have, especially in music, have their own, they have their own opinions more than ever right now. Yeah, and I think a lot of that is based on like, I do think that people don't necessarily read all like media is not nearly as like prevalent in music culture. Let me put it that way, as it used to be, right? Because of the internet and just people can watch videos of bands live and interviews and stuff and make their own assessments about shit. Where back in the day, like the only way you got access to that was through magazines and
There was only one opinion.
Yeah.
Now you can listen to hundreds.
Right, which kind of leads you to just say, well, fuck all that. I'm just going to make my own opinion about this band or whatever. Yeah, it's a really good thing. I think it's really great that people can just like what they like and not get super criticized for it. But it's cool to see that you're right. These bands like Limp Bizkit, like when they put that record out a few years ago, me and Tanner like freaked out, and so many people in the world were like, "Oh my god, like they're back" or whatever. And I don't know, it was just cool.
Now they're doing it like big.
I know I'm going to see them for the first time ever in 6 days.
We're at
Birmingham, Alabama.
Amazing.
I'm so excited.
It's a good show.
I cannot freaking wait, dude. I am like so excited.
I could see that tour though.
I'm gonna go in the pit, dude.
Yeah,
I will be in the pit. I don't care if I get recognized. I'm just gonna.
No, it'll be fun.
I'm just gonna
go
jump
in
around
for one song at least.
At least break stuff.
Yeah.
Let's
Everyone
go.
will love it.
I think
it'll
be
be
sick.
great.
I can't wait.
And Creed too. Yeah,
I was a huge Creed fan.
I loved Creed.
The whole all those 3 records. There were so many good songs.
Yeah,
like outside of the hits, like every song was freaking awesome.
Do you like Alice in Chains?
Yeah,
I love Alice in Chains.
Tracker likes Alice in Chains. He texted me like 2 years ago. I was like, man, I haven't listened to this stuff since like the 90s. And he was like, fuck, it's so good.
It's crazy because I hear a little Alice in Chains in your music a little bit.
For sure.
I do.
That's intentional. I mean, I'm not trying to, but I listened to him so much growing up that like, yeah.
I just hear all that in your music in all the best ways. It's like
their Unplugged is also the best. I think it's the best Unplugged ever. And there's
best.
so many good ones, but theirs was unbelievable.
I mean, it's classic. Tequila's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's good. Feels good.
Yeah. Is it Hair of the Dog? Did you go out last night?
No, I was saying we drank a little bit last night, but it was like just pure tequila. I swear, I woke up and spring chicken this morning, man.
It was very pure ingredients.
Yeah.
Where were you guys?
We had a dinner at my at Greg Thompson. He's the GM at our record label.
Yeah.
He lives up the hill a little bit, and we had a dinner up there.
That's nice.
We were staying just in West Hollywood and just had a little nightcap at the hotel bar. And that was it. But woke up feeling great this morning.
How long are you in LA for?
We got here yesterday morning, and then we're here today, and then we leave late tomorrow night for Seattle.
For like album launch stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
Somewhat, yeah. Just knocking some stuff out, I suppose.
You're killing it. The whole record feels like it's in the hard rock chart.
I think so.
It's awesome.
I haven't looked at it in a while.
It looks good. Don't look at it. It looks good.
I just...
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you put it all
It's
in black.
pretty
and
cool,
you're like,
though.
"Oh, look." No, I'm really proud of it, man. It seems to be doing really well, and I'm just very happy to feel accepted in the rock community because, I was, and I still am, but I did the country thing, and I made country records for a few years, and it's just fun to feel like the kid again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just like the new thing, but to also have the blessing of people in the rock world like you guys and all those, just like any of those bands that I looked up to, or even current bands, and to see like every now and then like so and so mentioned you in their story, like they put the song, like we love the song, just anything like that. I'm like, cool. I feel accepted, and that's important to me. I think to feel I'm a people pleaser, so like, and that can be on the grandest scale. So I want people to like my shit, dude, for lack of a better term. So when I see old and current bands doing that, it makes me feel good.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think so too. I've honestly never questioned it. It feels like sometimes when you're always kind of on an island when you're doing stuff, and it can feel like there's some club that you're not a part of.
Yeah.
But
I hate that feeling.
But I don't think I just don't think that exists. I think it exists in our feeling, like, if anything, like leading a movement of rock. This record is a great example of it. And I love the feeling behind the album cover. Mm-hmm. Is that actually a napkin you saved that someone actually wrote "quit" on it?
10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And I kept it all these years. And like I've moved, apartments or homes like 4 different times, and it's somehow made it through all of them. And now I have it like in a frame in my studio.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, somebody literally 10 years ago, me and a few other buddies were in Florida. There's a bar down there called Floribama. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it sits on the Alabama-Florida line on the beach. And it's a really big bar. It's almost like this building, right? There's like big rooms, and different things.
Yeah.
And we were playing in this little small room, probably about the size of this room, and acoustic songs that we had written, originals. Nobody had any hits.
Yeah.
So we were just playing original country songs, songwriters. And we had a little tip jar, and in the jar when we emptied it that night, at the bottom of the jar,
here's
was
a tip,
a napkin that said quit. Yeah. And so that album, I literally just took a photo of it with my phone sitting on I have like a ping pong table in my house, and I just like tried to get it perfect and cropped it and just sent it, and that's what the album ended up being.
I love it.
It's awesome.
It really hits.
At the time, I'm telling you, man, like we didn't think anything about it. We laughed at it. We were like, damn, somebody fucking, what an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny.
But the more success I had, it was almost ironically like the more chip on my shoulder it gave me for some reason. Like the more, and not angry, but just the more inspired I was. Because the more success I had, I guess maybe spitefully, the more I was like, joke's on that fucking asshole now, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
God bless him.
To do something to somebody where at the time, I had nothing to lose. So like that meant nothing to me at the time. But yeah, I guess maybe there's a little bit of spitefulness in there. And not anymore. I got nothing but love for him now. But like I'd have a hit, and every day it was on this little corkboard. I'd walk into my little shitty little studio, and man, I bet I wrote like 5 number ones in this little shitty studio, and I walked by that napkin every single day. And like, yeah, just every day I'd be like, wonder what they're doing right now. I don't know. That's a little bit of my what do you call that? Like not poetic justice, but just spitefulness, I guess. But I'm not a very spiteful person, but that one.
I don't think it's spite. I think it's this like reality check. That to me is like a physical manifestation of like a comment on someone's Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like
totally.
Someone does something.
It was the old school way, dude.
Yeah, the old school comment.
For sure.
The old school comment where it's like they didn't have to do that. They could have like just walked by the room and left, or they could have not. To me, it's someone saying like there's some part of them that like probably wishes they could get up on a stage maybe and like maybe they quit.
Agree.
Maybe they quit.
Yep. I guarantee. What do you call it? Projecting?
Yeah, it's projection. Sure. Also, though, I do believe in like a higher power, right?
Of course.
There is like people who are acting on behalf of without knowing it. So like maybe that little thing is a spark that you needed to look at every day.
Totally.
To keep you,
amuse, if you will.
Yeah. And at our best, it's motivation. At our worst, we could call it spite. We could call it a bunch of bad things. But I actually think it's like important to remember the bad comments are not actually born out of people's hate for us. It's actually people that don't know how to love us because they can't really like love themselves,
That's good. Yeah.
So like I always
have you gone to therapy before?
all the time.
I was gonna say, bro,
therapy.
that's a therapized thought right there. That's
right.
Good.
So here's why I went to therapy. I went to therapy because I never stopped and gave myself the license to make sense of the life that I had lived.
Sure.
And then when I went through my success and early successes in my band, with Good Charlotte, it was an overtly positive experience. But because I hadn't unpacked it as I went along,
right,
which you have to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. As you go along, you got to make sense of the world in every step of the way.
Exactly.
There were parts of it that I had labeled as bad and I had felt were a failure. And I had come out of it on the first chapter, let's say like 18 to 28. We went on like 10 years of just grinding. 29, 30, kind of come down, careers go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. Well, I didn't realize that they go up and then down and then up again.
Right.
I thought they went up and then they went down.
And that was it.
And on the other side of that was 29, 30. I felt like a failure.
Right.
And the whole thing, I was like, all that work, I thought I had become someone. I thought I was finally,
right.
I finally made it. I finally was special. And then I was down. No one really wanted to even fucking hear us. Well, of course they didn't. They've been running for 10 years.
Right.
They were ready for something new. Like if you had stopped and unpacked it, you realize like there's moments that you have to like listen to, right? And lean into and back off. But I didn't know that that's how it worked. I thought, oh, this was just a magic trick or a lucky strike. And then now it's over.
Right.
And my wife was the first one that was like, she was like, I just think you aren't actually looking at yourself the right way. If you're special, if you love yourself, if you say, what does all that matter? None of that matters. It's more about like, how do you feel about yourself? Maybe you need to go like talk to somebody and figure that out.
Yeah.
And then I started working on myself, going to therapy and realizing like, oh yeah, I put way too much stock in my accomplishments as like that define me.
Right.
Instead of that's just something that I've done and it's great.
Right.
And it's awesome.
But it doesn't round you out as a person.
That's right.
Yeah.
And like that's where you get the whole picture where you can still celebrate your accomplishments.
Of course.
And get after it. But what defines you has to be like the content of who you are every day.
Right. And when your accomplishments become fewer and fewer, then, you still have other things that define you, right?
And things you love.
Right.
And you have to look for those.
Exactly. And recognize them, right?
Yeah. And then those actually come back over here. And that's when the beginning of that journey. And then a couple years into it, I was really starting to get it. Me and my brother both were like, hey, you know what? Like maybe we just like let Good Charlotte breathe, and who cares? Like the legacy is going to be decided by the people anyways, like the people that like the music.
That's right.
And like, let's go start something we really care about. So we start our music company, and we start building stuff, and we get really into it. And then what happens? They all start working together. Like you end up back at Good Charlotte going like it's like the old Impala. It's like we should chrome this out and fix that. And then it starts to become again, like in the beginning, it becomes this like labor of love of this thing that you really care about.
Yeah.
And then you realize like it's not back at zero. It's just in a different place, and it's like
season.
Yeah. And I think it like was a whole healing process come all the way back around of like realizing like what actually matters is how you feel about what you're doing.
Right.
And of course it's great when everybody loves it.
Sure.
And you can celebrate that. But like there are going to be things you do just for you that you get, and it might take everybody a long time to get there, but you have to do things sometimes for the sake of how you feel about it.
Sure.
I think something like a long career, people that I admire, I see a little bit of both. Like they have their hits, but then they also have things that they did just because they fucked with it.
Yeah. Sometimes you get lucky and they love that too.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't, and I think that's fine.
But you also have a ton of experience and hits as a writer, which I think has given you some humility and wisdom as an artist.
I think so. I mean, I will say that, I wrote, probably starting in like 2012, I probably wrote 1,500 songs before I wrote one for myself.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but that's the Nashville way, right? You go in and you write a song every single day. And so, and at a time, I was writing 350 songs a year.
How many songs do you have that aren't cut that you could like go back into the deep catalog and
Hundreds.
pull? That's amazing.
Yeah, dude. It would take me
years to record.
Yeah, or even just days to go comb through all the shit. But most of it was like you get better at everything, I believe. And
like being in the gym.
Yeah.
Oh.
And back in the day, like I'll go listen to songs and be like, that was such a good idea, but we fucked it up. We wrote it so poorly. Which is funny because now I'll take an old idea that I wrote with somebody and either track that person down and be like, hey, we both know how to write songs better now. We should rewrite this. Or if they're, if that person moved away or something, write a song and then text them and be like, hey, you rewrote a song with us today. Congrats, or something like that. I've done that a few times. But I think the songwriting thing really helped from a musical aspect, a lot of how I approach my own sound. And I think a lot of it was just getting a lot of the country or just getting a lot of like stuff out of my system, or just, again, like trial and error and just learning how to do things. And I think the more I dialed in how I wrote songs, without me even knowing it, was learning how to write hearty songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I signed my record deal, I wasn't throwing my hands up in the air like, what do I want to sound like? I just had been writing songs for so long. I was like, when I write a song that I think is great, this is what it sounds like, and just trying to emulate that over and over and over again. Yeah.
And this record, I feel like you've really hit your stride. But like this record feels like the full realization
into like especially like
the hearty.
Yeah, I think so.
Hearty land.
I think so. Which is funny because I'm currently working on a country record,
Great.
But
why not?
I've said this a lot, that this truly feels the most like natural. The Quit album was the easiest album to write. It was just the most natural, which I think means it was the most like myself. And it took me 3 or 4 records to really learn that, I guess, or even like kind of
full
figure
grown.
that out.
Like it's a fully developed artist that's been cooking for a long
Incubating or
time.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And growing. And to me, the story of the napkin is the most important story. You could throw it away as this little moment that you just dismiss as like, yeah, that happens to all of us.
Right.
But no one says it enough. Yeah, it happens to all of us. Everyone has that moment. We all had that person that was for whatever reason, but like we needed that person. In the hero story, you need the villain.
Yeah.
You need the person that makes you the hero. And like,
Absolutely.
if we don't treat it like a comic book or a hero story, then it's like, to me, I'm like, well, what's the movie? Like, what's the scene in the movie? If you don't see yourself having a biopic one day, then I don't think you're reaching high enough and dreaming big enough
I agree with you on that.
as an artist.
Yeah.
Because why else are we here?
Yeah.
To do great shit and believe that we could do it as kids born in these small towns and not really that important to anybody, and who wants to hear what we have to say, what our, like we could accept that as like what we're labeled as, or we could believe that there's the potential to do something that will affect, again, some other kid who otherwise wouldn't pick the guitar up and try to express themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that this record, even just the title, it's like the full circle, full grown, like flag in the ground. There's no looking back now. If you ever questioned it, I would say
Yeah.
no questioning it anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
Now it's like, what are the next 3 records, 4 records, 5 records? This is the legacy. And you've gotten all the way to where I think you wanted to go to jump off. And it's just the beginning.
I know that's when I hear you talk about like y'all like 10 years and stuff like that, and it doesn't freak me out, but I'm like, I just think about like the roller coaster, that I have ahead, because I'm 6 years in as an artist. I guess I signed my deal like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I know people have these long careers, and I'm like, man, I have no idea the peaks and valleys or like the music I'm going to make. You know what I also think is funny is like 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine was 1989.
Yeah.
And their biggest album, like their notorious album, was With Teeth, and I think that was like 2006.
Yeah.
17 fucking years into his career.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I can't even imagine in 11 years, like what if in 11 years I have my like flagship record, which is so
It's possible though.
I know. It's crazy to think about. How do you stay inspired that long?
I think just from experience, where if I look back at 20, we've been a band since 96. So it's 28 years, right? If I look back across 28 years, one thing that I think is why we're still together is because we're still together. We started in high school and we want to be together.
Yeah.
Like we want to be married.
Yeah.
I've been married 14 years this year with my wife 18. Why are we still together? Because we want to be together.
Right.
So we make decisions that reflect that versus not that.
Right.
So like if you take care of yourself, right? And some of it's health and well-being and all that, but some of it actually is just like trust yourself. So when you're going down the road and someone's trying to talk you into something and it doesn't feel right, listen to that.
Absolutely.
Take care of your fans. I find with bands, those are the people we live to communicate with. And we're not always going to agree sometimes. Like some fans will be like, but then they come along eventually if you stick to your guns artistically.
Yeah.
But like the rest of it, the music business has a funny way of making the really good people like feel like they're really bad. Music business is funny, man. They have a way of making you feel like any other way than like just be yourself and stay true to it. And I think like you do live shows that you care about. I can tell, I can see it. Just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Make sure that the show is what you want it to be.
Dude, 100%.
And then the fans will love it.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I think that's a huge part of my growth has been like being very mindful of every single aspect of the live show, like song order and song selection, even like production and shit that's going on screens behind you that you're never going to see, but that everybody else is, and just everything like that, making sure the fans are taken care of. And by that, like the best experience they can
Get their money's worth.
Exactly.
When they come, they're like, that was a great.
Dude, because they are, the fans are why you are successful.
That's it.
100%. That is why. Yeah, I agree. And that's cool that you said that. Take care of your fans. That's a good reminder because it's true. Like when you have like not a cult following, but like when you have a diehard fan base, That's the coolest thing in the world. And to think like just that progression of going from 500 cap rooms to 1,000, then to 2,000, then to 5,000, then 10, and then 20. And that's because of your fans. You know?
And they share it with other people. That's why.
They go home and they're like, bro, you missed out.
That's
the
your
next time he
number
comes to
one.
town, we're getting a group together and we're going. And that's how you build it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And even down to like the merch.
Yeah.
Right. You're cool, dude. You bought that shirt somewhere because you saw it and was like, oh, that shit's tight. Or this is the thing I say to artists all the time. I might sound like I'm anti-music business. I'm not. I'm in the music business. I'm pro-artist.
Yeah.
Pro-artist led. If the artist leads, we will be successful.
Yeah.
We have to listen to the instincts of the artist. So if I'm going to go in an office and let some guy that I wouldn't let pick my shoes out, pick my song.
My manager's over here and he's laughing his ass off.
Pick my song?
Yeah.
Then I'm making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Because your fans show up and they fuck with you, and it's not just your music. There's a vibe, right? There's a, like, we would hang out with you. Like, it's human nature, right? You see a dude and you're like, oh, that guy looks cool. He's got his own thing going on. And then you talk and you're like, I knew I'd fucking like that guy. He's cool.
You look at like Luke Combs, like how he was like a man of the people. That's why they fell in love with that guy.
And he's just himself.
Yes.
And he stays himself.
Yep.
From when he was playing bars to now in stadiums, and I've known Luke a while, he's the same guy.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
He's comfortable with it, even when he's not.
Yeah.
Right? He's just honest. If he's not comfortable, he might say like, he might not be as comfortable getting all the attention, but he understands it and he wears it well. And he's like a man of the people, but that is who he is.
Yeah.
Right? The same way if a fan looks at you and they fuck with your vibe, when they buy the t-shirt at the concert, if your fingerprints aren't on that t-shirt, if it doesn't feel like you put something into that t-shirt, it's going to get disconnected over time.
Yeah.
And some artists, they get into, arenas, stadiums, and they stop looking at their business and thinking, what experience is my fan going to have when they buy this?
Does it portray who I am, right?
Yeah.
And my art and what I have to say and who I am as a person and all that. The things that make the fans engage with you and love you. Like, it's a physical representation of that.
And like, that's from making the record. You have to try, no matter how overwhelmed you are by the size of the success and all the things that come with it, it gets busier and busier and busier, and you got to answer more questions, and it can be overwhelming, especially if you're a kid with a low self-esteem. Like, that's where I found the hardest thing for me in those moments of peak success with the flow of information that was just dumping on me, was keeping up with it and not being overwhelmed by it because I was emotionally flooded by it, because I didn't think it was that I deserved it or it was real or that I earned it. So anyways, the minute you let go of the process of shutting it all out and making that record, or shutting it all out and looking at that merch and going like, I fuck with that. That's dope. Like, let's do that. Let's do that. Or here's my idea. And you just let it start going further and further away, is when it starts to get disconnected, and the fans feel it too.
Yeah.
So I always tell artists, like, hold the art like you're holding it now. Just hold it tight. It's your baby. And if everything has to stop so you can make that first, then like, it likely won't have to stop. But for a moment, sometimes you think it does stop it, and you realize like, oh, I just needed a minute. Everything's on track. But I think that, like, it's funny because when you say 6 years in, I actually see you more like 12 or more years in, because I don't think that the artist journey started when you put the first Hardy record out.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that.
It was born back there.
Kind of like we were saying with like writing songs and stuff, right?
Yeah,
I agree with that. Even if I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know, because
how could you?
I didn't even have intention. I just wanted to be a songwriter. Yeah, my voice, I guess, or whatever, like how I write songs, what I have to say, and just general vibe, for lack of a better term, started. You're right, a long time before that. I just didn't start doing all the touring and all the all the crazy shit until
people start demanding it.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah,
it's funny because like, you don't know. None of us know what we're gonna become, because some people start their band and they think that's it, and they end up being the biggest songwriter because like that's what God knew they were.
Right.
And life has a funny way of getting us where we need to be.
Yeah.
By putting what we can handle in front of us, and as long as we walk forward and we do it, we end up where we need to be.
It's funny too. I know there are a lot of hit songwriters in Nashville that were artists at first. Red Akins, Josh Thompson. There's all these guys that have 20 number ones.
Yeah.
And at first they were like, they were doing the artist thing and like it didn't work out. And now, and it's funny to think about those guys. And I'm sure when they got dropped from their deal and didn't get picked back up or whatever it was, they made the decision to stop putting out records. I wonder how many of them thought like my career is over, and then they've end up, writing 20, 30 number ones and having an insane career from that. And that's how they end up, that's their sunset.
They're monsters.
Situation. Yeah.
And it's not to say that one of them might not pick the guitar back up and put a song out and have a huge hit at a later date or older age, or like, we never know what's their scope of possibility is always there.
Especially now.
Yeah.
It's so wide open for shit like that. I've said it today, like it's on country radio, especially country, but any genre, but I'm thinking about country. Anybody could have a hit. I swear to God, like I think Lone Star could come back.
Yeah.
If it was the right song, could literally have a hit on the radio.
Absolutely.
It's crazy that that's a thing, but I love that. I think it's cool that there's a lot of wonder or a lot of possibility left out there.
Well, it goes to show you where country music is at now, and how open and accepting it is to just like anything goes.
Yeah.
Because I actually think that the audience of country music, literally the number one goal, it feels like to have a good time.
Yeah, it is. Just to make people feel
good.
Yeah.
Relief.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like, even if that is, like I have a song called Give Heaven Some Hell.
Yeah.
And like that's a release or a relief, either one for people. And in that they feel good.
Yeah.
Even though it is sad, its intention is not to make them feel angry or to feel, you know what I mean? To feel sad even, but to make them feel good about something. That's country music.
I think so.
Yeah.
I love country
even
music.
Breakup songs, like Closure, like anything that, it just makes people have some sort of relief or release or just feel good.
Yeah. What would you say the hardest thing you've faced is? Would you say it's the early part, trying to start? Or would you say it's trying to now manage what you've accomplished,
right,
and go forward?
So far, the most frustrating part of my journey was my first 3 years of being a published songwriter in Nashville, because that's the most down that I was, because you sign a publishing deal.
You think it's all starting.
Yeah. And like, oh, I'm going to get a cut in like a month. Like this is going to be awesome.
Uh-huh.
And then you go a year and you don't get one.
Yeah.
And then you go 2 years and you don't get one. And then you go 3. And I think for me, that was the biggest so far. I mean, I've been very fortunate. I have a great record label, and they kind of let me do what I want. You were talking about that. I have a great experience with my label.
Yeah, they get artists though. They understand.
For sure. Big Loud does. They do really well at that. That was the hardest part of my career so far, was the beginning.
Yeah.
And of course, I hindsight is 2020, and I was just, what I really was doing was learning how to write songs and learning how to keep going and push through situations.
How it works.
Exactly.
How things
all
work.
that.
Yeah.
But it was really
it's like
difficult.
college almost.
Yeah.
Like getting to know how the whole thing functions.
Yeah.
Is a real thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Some people get it faster. Some people if it took you 3, I have seen guys that it took 6 or 7 because they're fighting against it, and they're not actually getting, like, somewhere in that first year or 2, you actually have to understand, like, oh, there's a way here that works.
Yeah.
And then you start to kind of get, and then by year 3, something broke.
Yeah, something clicks.
Yeah.
Something clicked with me, like it was my 4th year. So I got my first publishing deal was a 3-year deal, and I got 0 cuts. I got none.
Wow.
And then the first year of my second publishing deal, I got 2 cuts.
Yep.
Which would be 4th. In my 5th year, I got 40.
You moved up double A, single A.
But something clicked from it. It was like everything from like the process to the patience.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, man, but I remembered just feeling like catching fire in a way that, like, I don't know. It was like my songs got better, and like my attitude and my jadedness and all that stuff got better. I swear that all has something to do with it, man. Like you said, like there's people that just, you're mad at, it's everybody's fault but yours,
right?
Kind of thing.
You're stuck in your own way.
Yeah. And that bitterness there's Humbling Kind, the Tim McGraw song. There's a line in there says bitterness keeps you from flying. And I was like, dude, that is like the coolest line ever, because it's the truth. And I think I just finally let it go. And I think getting that one cut, it was Tyler Farr was the artist, and it actually was a single. I think it peaked at like 72 on the chart. But getting one was enough for me to be like, okay, I'm not crazy. It can be done. Maybe I should just chill and trust the process. And I swear after that, the floodgates opened. It was really cool. It's crazy.
It's awesome. I see it with artists because we're heavy in artist development. So we work with artists. And the minute they let go of their idea of how it was supposed to go, and they just let it go, and then just go forward and do everything they can do, just like they were.
Yeah.
Except for they were trying to control some outcome.
Right.
That I don't even know what that means.
Impossible. You
can't control an outcome. You can only look at results.
Yeah.
We always say, like, watch the game tape.
Yeah.
There's some results. We'll look at them. Okay, we ran that play. Let's run that one again. That one we ran 3 times. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Unless we have some emotional need to run that play again, which we can, but do we want to? Because it didn't work 3 or 4 times. That one worked every time.
Yeah.
Let's just run that play and let's try this new play. Like it's kind of like that, And I think when you let go of the results, leave it up to something else, and you keep doing the work you're doing, it's like work smarter and harder.
But just letting it go. Yeah. Knowing that you cannot control.
Yeah.
The irony in that is like of how things will start happening when you just quit worrying about when things are going to start happening.
And one of the other things I really like about you, you're a good winner.
What do you mean?
There's a way of being a good winner. When you win, say you get a hit song, you have number 1 songs, right? Like that's a consistent winning too. You've done it more than once. Or you have sold out shows, right? Big shows. Or you have moments where everybody's looking. To not stand on the podium and call out all the people that wronged you or that got, that didn't believe, but actually just say thank you.
Yeah.
And like include everyone in the win, right? There's something about that when we see winners and they win and they say, thank you, or they say, they say something inspiring that make you feel like you could also touch that. You could win as well if you do what they did instead of chopping heads off. There's something about that I think is super important to winning multiple times.
Definitely.
Yeah,
sure.
And having people participate in the win, that makes it fun for all of us versus the opposite, which I know why when I see people that are almost angry when they win.
Yeah.
I get it. They suffered. There's a lot of suffering involved in this. Like we suffer a lot in lots of different ways. But when we win, we have to remember that everyone watching is waiting to decide if they are happy that we won or they're mad we won. And it's not that you just want everyone to like you. That's not it. It's that you want to inspire people to keep trying as well.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's healthy for the sport.
Yeah.
If everybody's playing, you know what I mean? If everybody's playing and everyone's competing, it's good for all of us. And so I think there's something about the winners I see. It's likely just a big part of who you are, especially I think humility in early life kind of lends itself to humility later in life.
Definitely.
And so I think when you've had to work really hard and you know what it feels like to work a shitty job or, all the things that we've had to do in the early years, they inform how we interact with the people that are still trying to have their first win. And we need them to keep trying to have their first win. I think there's something about that like has made me like, and my brother, we talk about when we look at artists and we talked about you, how they act out in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need the guys who are inspiring everybody else to keep trying, right? Because that's what we need.
It's funny that I've told people this a lot. The biggest stars that I've met, especially in music, have been the kindest, most humble. Dude, it's just a thing. Like, I can tell you, like, in country, Blake Shelton, Luke Bryan, Eric Church, Dierks Bentley are all like just the nicest, most humble, normal. They can't, like, you can tell it's who they are. People and they, even Post Malone is like that.
He's very nice.
Dude, that you win when you're like that. And then when you win, like you said, you're not seeking vengeance and you're not also not taking all the credit, like, for yourself and knowing that you have people around you that
it takes a village.
Yeah. and how hard people work for you and stuff. But it's amazing the people that have the most success are people that recognize that.
Yeah, because in the locker room, it is the whole team.
Definitely.
And then out on the field, if you're the quarterback or you're the star receiver or the running back, you may get those moments like that the linemen don't see.
Yeah, exactly. But they opened up a hole 5 people wide so you could run through it, right?
Yeah. I think that in life in general, I think that too, like it's weirdly, I always say that to my kids. I'm always like, we're all like this little team. So when you have a goal, it's our goal and we all work together. And if we're going to fight, let's not fight out on the field. Let's go in the locker room and like hash it out.
Right.
So we can figure out what the play is. And,
Yeah.
you know, and because elbows are going to get thrown on the field. You know, we're going to run a play wrong or, you know, and like I think about that in business too. And we're working in teams in our companies. Like there are going to be plays where like we haven't run this one enough to not step on each other's feet or throw an elbow. But like, let's keep it contained in the, you know, backstage we can work out whatever we got to work out.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Tour's happening.
Yeah.
What's next?
We have, man, we actually,
Country album on the way.
there's no concept or anything, but
just good songs.
yeah, just country songs.
Yeah.
You know, I will always put out country songs. Like I don't think I'll ever make the full switch. But yeah, that we've got some cool shows coming up. We're doing Red Rocks in October.
Sick.
I'm playing the Mississippi State Baseball Stadium.
Sick.
In September.
That one's personal.
Yeah, that was like very intentional.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Other than that, man, just working on new music and just thinking of the next what the next thing's going to be after that.
Awesome. Well, I have to say, as a fan, getting to sit with you, it's everything I hoped it would be.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's really nice when that happens.
That's awesome. I thank you for saying that.
Congrats on all the success.
Thank you, brother.
Man, come back sometime down the road.
I
Come
would
back.
love to.
Yeah,
Let's
it'd be
do
great.
it. All right,
Awesome,
cool.
bro. Thanks. Thank you for watching Artist Friendly. If you like this episode, please make sure you hit the like button, you follow the channel, and please share it with your friends. We appreciate the support. That is why this show exists, because you listen to it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.
I don't wanna have